When Ryan and I were dating, even before we got married, we had talked about having a family and raising children together. But for us, it wasn't so much a desire to have a biological child, it was more to be parents to a child. And something that had always stayed with me even when I was younger was about adopting a child in foster care, knowing that there aren't enough families out there to do that.
The first day I came here, I thought the house was beautiful, but I was a little nervous and worried about how I was going to be in the house. But it turns out they were really nice to me.
We have to treat Anna a little differently than we would if she was a biological child who we'd raised from birth, primarily because we have to be sensitive to what has happened to her and her siblings.
My mom and dad really haven't been there for me. Like, I don't really know my mom at all. It was hard for me to leave them, but then when I got into foster care, I realized, you know, I'm in foster care, this is a better place for me.
The first few months, there definitely were some challenges as we both got to know each other and get to know each other's personalities.
They're nice and they treat you like you're the family, but they treat you like you're one of them, like you're their actual daughter, and they love you and care for you.
Anna has experienced a lot more in her young life than some adults even have, and so obviously that trauma then carries with her sometimes. So sometimes she will get sad, certain memories will trigger some feelings for her. And
she was used to a more abusive relationship with her parent, and she reacts very negatively to any type of, you know, when you speak to her loud or aggressive, so you have to stay very cool and calm.
And during those days, we've learned that those are the times where we have to be even more loving and supportive with Anna, to let her know and reassure her that, you know, even though she may have been hurt and let down in the past, that we don't want to do that for her, that we really want to be here for her.
I do like hanging out with them because it's really fun. We have an opportunity to hang out with each other and spend time with each other.
Her 15-year-old sister recently was living in an adoptive placement, and it fell through and she wound up in a group home. Anna's sister had been in a group home before and she knew what that was like for her sister. And Anna came to me one day and she said, "What do you think about the idea of me going to stay in the group home and my sister coming here, the 15-year-old? And I said, "Anna, what do you mean?" And she said, "Well, I think she needs a family more than I do, and so I'd be willing to switch places so she could live here." She's a very loving and sweet child. She really loves and craves a lot of attention and family time. She really hasn't had a mother figure. And so that's something that her and I have now. We do things together, like, you know, go get, you know, have a girls' day, and we'll go do shopping or go have manicures and pedicures. And those are little things that sometimes you take for granted, but she hasn't experienced.
It makes me feel really, you know, loved, and because I really haven't been feeling that way, but when I came with them, you know, I feel loved and they treat me with lots of respect.
Through this experience, Anna's provided us a lot too, with a lot of love and care, and just really getting to experience things through her eyes. So I would say that although there'll be challenges, there's challenges on the road to parenting regardless. When you see that child smile and be happy and just be able to be a child and not have to worry about where am I going to go tomorrow, or will I still be able to stay in this home, to have the peace and security that Anna has now, that all children deserve, really.
It makes me really happy that I can have a mom and a dad now to live with.
I was very active. I was in the Basket Wig Society, Glee Club, you know, I was an altar boy, all the good things in a good Catholic high school could do. I had a lot of friends at Holy Cross, and not only there, but I went to Tulane. and worked in the president's office 20 hours a week as part of my scholarship. Then when I graduated, I got into the workforce. I did everything, to tell you the truth. I worked for Shell Oil for a while, and I was enclosed by 4 walls and never saw daylight all day long. I couldn't take that. I said, this is insanity. I said, I want to go work offshore. And I did that for about 2 years. Then I went to work for Westminster Corporation, a local company here. They developed the 3 buildings across the street from the Superdome, all 3 of them. I opened all 3 of those buildings. And my knees went out, couldn't even walk. So therefore, I had no job. So my attorney went and got me on Social Security disability, which was a godsend, keep me alive. There are a lot of things I just can't do, and getting in and out of this house was one of them. The only connection I've got with the world is my books, my television, my computer. I'm in touch, but I'm not in touch. I need the camaraderie of the people around me to exist. If I don't have that, then I'm nothing. All of a sudden, I figured I got to get out of this house. I can't stay here forever. And that's when the Council on Aging referred me to the Volunteers of America. Yeah, I started crying. You know, I said, oh boy, it's all coming together. It was just like a jigsaw puzzle. It just started to fit, you know. It was like an escape, get out of jail card. And sure enough, when they finished it, it was euphoria. I mean, utter euphoria. First time in my life I'd been across that backyard next door. And I owned the house. You know, I was so anxious to get out. It was like a madman unleashed, had to get out of the house, you know. And I go, first day, I went all the way to City Park into the thing, you know. But it was so great to get out there. I can go to church, I can go to Mandinas, La Usas, Picados, etc., etc. As Lord knows, I've had a lot of trials and tribulations from being a poor shanty Irish boy to where I am today. Over these many, many years, I never would have thought that would happen to me, but now that it has happened to me, it proves that things can be worked out if you just stick with it. But I can't express my thanks to the Volunteers of America and your workmen in particular, who are just great. And they did a super job, and it just means a lot to me, and I thank everybody concerned.
The day Joey was born was the happiest day of my life. I thought he looked like me. He was red hair, big old blue eyes, fair skin. He was beautiful. Couldn't wait to get him home. Joey was a very good baby. He started talking at 12 months. He went to surgery and he just came back. He was like staring straight into space, and he went back to puree food. It just, something wasn't right. He wasn't developing like a normal child should. So the pediatrician advised me to go to the school board where they test children, and they said he had autism. They were going to put him in school where the autistic children were excelling. Joey was still just there, nonverbal, not feeding himself. He was not making progress. The daycare wouldn't accept him anymore to babysitting. I didn't know what to do. I had to work to support my family and my other 2 children, but what do you do when you have a special needs child that no one wants to take? I got to tour the group home, and I met all the workers. Once I made the decision to place him in the group home, and I brought all his things, I was driving home, and I just wished I would die. I felt so ashamed what I had done to my child by placing him in the group home. I felt horrible. 2 weeks later, when they allowed me to go see him, he was happy, well cared for, just Joey. I can see Joey whenever I want at the group home. I can check him out. I can call at any time. The staff is wonderful. Joey is extremely happy at Volunteers of America. When I pick him up to come home, he's finished with me after 2 days. The minute I pull up in front of the group home, the door opens and he runs up the stairs. So that makes me feel extremely happy that he is so comfortable in his surroundings and his situation. I don't know where Joey would be right now if it wouldn't be for Volunteers of America. Because when you have a special needs child, there's not too many daycares and there's not too many people besides your family that's willing to help you. Throughout my 26 years of having a special needs child, you have people that think they're nothing. They're something. They're here for a reason. And in my case, that's my baby. So he's here for a reason.